What's going on, everybody? It's your boy Coop here, and Jay with me here tonight, and we are joined by 2027 edge player out of Grayson High School down in Georgia, TK Cunningham. That's what the proper pronunciation is. And so, TK, man, I see you got a little cool setup here. What's going on here tonight?
Nothing much. I just hanging out with my grandparents for Father's Day.
Yeah,
Go
what
ahead.
would you guys what'd you guys eat tonight?
uh, you actually had some wings today.
I like it. I
Yeah.
like it. We'll get into the wings question here in a little bit, but man, Jay, I want to give you a chance here to give your pleasantries.
Yeah. TK, we appreciate you taking time to join us to, talk recruiting, talk about, what it's like having, a lot of offers. You have 40 over plus 40 offers. Everybody wants you. How does it feel to be in demand?
It's great. It's a blessing. Ever since you were growing up, the dream was just to get a scholarship. So to know that almost every school across the country wants you, it's crazy. The feelings are real.
Do you go out and about, around the town and people, a lot more people, patting you on the shoulder, giving you suggestions on where you come, or does everybody just kind of let you go at your will?
It's not much of telling me where to go, but a lot of people just trying to get a little scoop of where I'm really looking at right
Nice, nice.
No, that makes
So
sense. Go ahead.
I was gonna say, Jay, go ahead.
No, that kind of makes you, especially with how popular you are. You're kind of a local celebrity. The younger kids know who you are. Your teammates. You're heading into, to me, a critical season. Being a 27, um, you're really a leader. So how do you feel about stepping into that role of leadership, going into your junior year, uh, knowing that a lot of players are going to be looking up to you? How do you approach that as a leader?
now. Well, we already had guys last year. You had a whole senior D line, so they already had everything to show me how it should be. So now it's just up to me not to leave a drop off of where they left it at, and make sure that we just keep performing at the level we was last year. The main thing is the main thing. We just gotta make sure that the younger guys know that it's not something to play around with. Gotta keep the main thing the main thing. That's the state championship.
100%. Well, let's Tarantino this and let's go back a few years. I mean, obviously, where you are now, you maybe not have always thought that this was exactly where you would be, but tell me a little bit at the beginning. Like, when did you start really feeling that was football the kind of the pathway to something great? And did you play any other sports when you were growing up?
To be honest, when I was younger, I really liked basketball. Basketball was my main thing, but I honestly just looked it up, and I looked up the percentage of people that go on to play college football and the people that go on to play basketball, and the number for football is higher, so I made that my main thing.
What position did you play?
I've always played DN, but I did play a little bit of tackle in middle school, and then tight end.
All right, nice, nice. What about basketball? Were you PG in it, playing the guard or trying to be a forward?
I was always the tallest kid on the team, so they had me at center.
Okay, I like it. I like it. I like it.
That makes sense, right? You coming in now, you give it the measurables as people see them scrolling on the screen. 6'5", 240 pounds. So you've always been one of the taller kids out there, right? So who's taller, you or your brother Ta?
My brother got me by about an inch.
Oh, really? Okay. So it's legitimate. He about 6'6" and you're about 6'5". Okay. So you've always played in the middle in basketball. Were you one that always played in the post? Was you a stretch five? Would you step out and hit the three? How was your basketball game?
To be honest, it was middle school ball. We didn't run. So they just had me playing the post, just basically sticking my hand up, trying to call for the ball. That was really it, setting screen stuff.
Makes sense. How tall were you in middle school?
I I want to say I think eighth grade about 6'3", 6'3", I think.
That makes
I've
sense.
been tall.
Okay, that's an
I
interesting one.
like it. I like it. So obviously you're deep. You were talking about it, pretty much, 40 plus offers, got a lot of folks, wanting your services at their university. Who was your first offer and what happened when you had that first call and that first offer come your way?
It was actually Grambling State. My brother was on the phone with Hugh Jackson, and he let him know about me. He told him he had a little brother. Then he told him put him on the phone. He put me on the phone, and then it was that. So I mean, it was in eighth grade, so the feeling was surreal. It was crazy getting that first offer, especially so young. So yeah, the first one it was Grambling State, but I'm grateful for that.
Nice.
Okay. So from there, when it came to after that point, of course, the recruiting to start to snowball, and you start to get a lot of the offers and conversations. What when you're going through this recruiting process, what are the things that you look for the most in a program? Now, again, you've got 2 years before you're really, you're going to be anywhere in 2027. But what is it that you're looking for in a program that's going to be recruiting you going forward?
Really, just relationships. That's the biggest thing. I got to take pieces from my brother recruitment, of course, and the thing that I always learned is the best thing you can do is have relationships. So, I mean, you can go to a school and it can be one thing, but if you don't have relationships, it can be something totally different. So that's why I think relationships is always the best thing to have.
What when you're talking about relationships, because I always like to kind of hear that. Do you what kind is the thing that sets out to you? When you're talking to some of these coaches, some of these recruiters, and obviously now agencies and stuff like that. What's the first thing that you're looking for to in finding those proper relationships?
Honestly, I'd probably say if they just want to know about the football player or if they want to know about the person. They can always just come and, oh, we can do this with you on the field, we can do that, blah blah blah. But if they can't develop you off the field as a man as well as a person, then how good is it really going to be?
That's a true point. That's a very true statement. And I'm glad to hear, even at a young age, that's something that's critical for you. It's because if you have the career that you're expecting to have, that you're pushing for, you're striving for, you got to be prepared as a man, as much as a man as you are as a football player. So that's a very, very solid point. When it comes to the camps, have you been to a lot of camps over the last few weeks or this summer or whatnot?
Yeah, so I just came back from Ole Miss and Bama this weekend.
Talk to me about those visits. How was those camps, and was there anybody you matched up with that's in your class that you look forward to seeing on the football field in the future?
No, it weren't really too many guys there that I knew. But
Okay.
it was a great visit. I got to meet the staff for the first time. It was my first time down there. Coach Golden, he was real great. Coach Joyner, I love him. So meeting the staff down at Ole Miss, taking that tour, it was real nice. But for Bama, that was my second time down there. Coach Roach, he's a great guy. Coach Sanders, all of them. I really like the staff down at Bama. It was a great workout. It was good to get to put in work with them.
How does that feel? Because I mean, obviously coming up, you're seeing Bama on the run that they were at. Ole Miss has been doing some damage and stacking a couple 10-win seasons. Do you ever stop and just go, man, I can't believe I'm here, or is it just kind of in the moment you just are thinking about winning your matchups in those camps?
No, of course, like you said, yeah, I can't believe I'm here. I mean, I've been watching these teams since I was a baby. I mean, like I said, I've been saying Roll Tide since I was a baby. I grew up in a Bama house.
Oh,
You know,
okay.
looking at those logos and then being on the actual field, you get to see the Ole Miss logo down there. You get to
Mhm.
be with these coaches. You can see them, see the logos, and just know that you're actually there. It's just a real feeling. It's just motivation to keep working.
So I know that we're in visit season for recruits, including, 27s? Are any visits you got coming up this coming weekend that you're excited about?
Yes, I'm going to be down at Florida this upcoming Saturday. So I'm excited for that one, most definitely.
Is that your first time visiting Florida, or you've been there before?
Yeah, I've been to Florida a couple times.
Okay.
Obviously you're throwing around Florida, you're throwing around Bama, Ole Miss, teams like, obviously a lot of SEC. Does the conference really matter to you where you're going to play, or are you just looking for that best feel and that best fit?
Yeah, no, conference doesn't matter. It's just about the best feel and the best fit. And those schools, those are just the schools that just been recruiting me the hardest right now.
Do you feel? Go ahead, Jay.
So when we say recruiting the hardest, what is that? What translate to you feeling considered to be recruited the hardest? What is it about them that makes you feel like you're being recruited hard enough?
Just how well they really want to know me. It's like I said, relationships. It's one thing, but at all those schools, those are all schools that I got to go sit down with the coaches and just talk to personally. Not just on a football standpoint, but outside of that.
You were talking about obviously senior leadership, instilling into you that, we have here at Grayson, we have an absolute standard to uphold. And, that's first, that's the end, that's all in all. Do you have guys on your team, like, from the high school ranks, guys that you watch your game and try to emulate? And then who else do you have, whether it's college or NFL, that you're like, man, I want to be more like him?
I don't really try to base my game off of one person at all. There's always going to be great players, and you just got to be remain humble enough to tell yourself that you're not all that. Even with all the offers. So still, you can always take pieces from everyone. Just notice has something that's a little bit better than you, then you just take a piece from that.
Oh, I like that. So you try to mix up, you try to pull from multiple different sources of inspiration for your game just to be better. So as of now, you're going to play edge. Is that the position you want to play at the collegiate level?
Yes, sir.
Okay. What type of edge are you? Are you one that likes to just completely rush the quarterback? Are you one that's kind of a mix of stopping the run? Or are you one that wants to be a heavy run stopper and run over tackles?
I'll say I'm a mix. Definitely I would want a quarterback, but that's our favorite thing as a pass rusher. But I feel if the scheme needs me to drop back in coverage, stop the run, even if they need to put me down at 3-tech, that's what I feel I could do.
We always ask this question because I know that there's times that you can get a release and then absolutely just put a running back or a quarterback into the turf. But at the same time, there's a chance where you get released and you got a free run at the quarterback. Would you rather just light up a running back and just show him up, or would you rather plant the quarterback on a sack?
Be honest, I'd probably just take the quarterback. Ain't nothing bad.
Do you trash talk at that point, or do you just get up and go and do it again?
I just get up and go and do it again. To be honest,
I like it.
Much of the talk, man. I just like to play football.
Okay, so you come from the Barry Sanders School of Football Celebrations, as in Barry Sanders never celebrated. He just handed the ball to the referee and continued to walk off and show it on the field instead of do a lot of smack talk. I respect that. I have a friend of mine that's really big into that. That's his thing. He liked the way Barry Sanders did it because Barry was the one, like I said, he just handed the ball to the ref and moved on. Do you play in coverage much there at Grayson, or have you seen yourself drop back in coverage and play the flats?
Not at Grayson. We run a 3-3 defense, so they really have me more like playing on the edge, just playing the end, stopping the run, getting the tackle. Sometimes mostly putting myself in B gap, but I played at a high school before, and I had to drop back in coverage, so it's nothing new to me.
How'd you feel about doing that? Especially at your height. I asked that question because you've been a giant, for the most part. your entire life. And so being at that height, it makes it really hard to make passes on the flat. How was it for you playing out there as an edge? How did you feel about, playing those flats at your old school?
It was fun, but it was definitely new, but it was fun though. It was fun for sure. Yeah.
Did you ever get a pick?
No, I ain't getting no pick. They didn't want to throw it my way.
I was saying, because you're a giant. That's what I'm saying. You're tall, so it's kind of hard to throw at someone at 6'5" out there on the side. No one ever wants to do that.
Yeah.
How about this year? So obviously, you guys have some expectations going on. What are your personal goals this year, going into your junior year? When you want to look back at it? What are the things statistically that you want to accomplish, but then also just bigger team oriented goals?
This season, I most definitely want to have a minimum of at least 10 sacks. But overall, I just think the main thing would be leaving like a legacy, just something people can remember after I go.
What's your kind of thing that you really are working on this year? What's something that you want to get better at that you kind of identified as a big opportunity spot?
Definitely my bend. Being 6'5" is harder for taller guys to just get low and stay that low. So I say my bend is the best thing, because if you can turn that corner and get around and tackle before you can even reach down to grab you, that's money right there.
That's it.
That's it. Yeah. The bend is critical, especially like you said, at your height. That's something that you have to learn. So what type of things are you doing to train that? What type of exercises do you do to help you get better at your bend?
I train with my coach all the time. So we have like sessions a week. So, we just do drills like around the hoops, just simple drills where he got his arm out. You just got to drop low, get below the arm, simulating like a tackle. So we got all different types of drills.
Yeah, it's got my hip hurting thinking about getting that low at this age. Especially at your height. That's my point, is at your height, getting that low to get underneath. Whew.
Yeah.
I'm sore.
So you got this year, you got some football stuff and plan. When it comes to recruiting, obviously it sounds like you want to do business. You want to get out there. You want to continue to develop not only the leadership aspect, but also develop your game so that next year that legacy is set and cemented. How are you taking recruiting as of right now? Because you got a little bit of time, but do you have kind of a mental map of what you're going to be doing this year and next year?
Like I've been doing it since the beginning. I'm just taking everything one step at a time. All these schools, I always want to hear their pitch. If they want me, then I definitely want to hear what they got to say. But I'm just taking everything one step at a time.
Do you have a timeline for when you want to have like a top 15 or a top 10 or anything like that? Do you want to have that before your senior year? Do you want to have that at the end of your junior year? Do you have any timelines for any of those top teams yet?
Yeah, I'm definitely it's going into the junior year, things getting more serious. So I'm definitely taking time, and I'm going to have to start formulating that top. But I definitely say I'll probably drop a top before the end of before my senior year. Commitment wise, I'm not sure about that.
Have you got any good advice from guys who've gone before you? They've been into this process. What's the best piece of wisdom that you've been instilled, from somebody that's older?
Probably just enjoy it. It flies by fast. Like I'm already halfway through, and it's only it don't even feel that long. So I probably say the best thing that they ever taught me was just to enjoy it.
I dig it.
So when you get to, you got this, like I said, you got this year. This is of course looking ahead. But when it comes to your visits and official visits, do you have a certain amount of visits that you want to take the summer before, or have you decided you want to take as many visits as possible?
No, I really haven't decided on a number or anything like that. I'm just taking them as they go, but I'm really just trying to focus on the team this year, just making sure that we got everything straight with the team we got.
Well, let's get over into some of those, who is TK Cunningham? And if you're just joining us, I got Jay and myself here. We got TK Cunningham, 6'5", 240, out of Grayson High School down in Georgia. I keep on saying that 6'5", 240, and I mean that's like LeBron James like size. So, man, you put it in a lot of work, but you work hard. You also got to play hard. What are some things you do at home when you're just kicking it? Whether it's friends, by yourself. What do you like to do in kind of your free time?
Free time, I just try to get a little bit of extra work in. Take extra miles. Someone ain't really to take. Because that's really the thing that separates people from here and down here. You always take that extra step. It's gonna take you far. So I always just try to get a little bit of more extra work in. And then, but outside of just working out in football, I'd probably say I like to cook. I like to cook a little bit, and I don't know. I probably like movies. I'd say. I don't know.
So what's Chef TK cooking up in the kitchen?
To be honest, one of my favorite dishes to make probably chicken Alfredo.
Ooh.
Oh.
Yeah, I like making some chicken Alfredo.
I was about to say, do you hop on the grill as well? You become a grill master?
No, I ain't got on the grill yet. So I hope to learn when I get to college. But yeah, I'm definitely looking forward to getting on the grill though.
See, if you get that skill down before, man, hey, you gonna have recruits begging you to come to school with them, or they gonna follow you wherever you go if you become the grill master. That's the one thing to learn. You learn how to cook on the grill, man. Any recruit that you said that you're gonna be peer recruiting, they gonna be following you.
Yeah.
Yeah. 100. You get them to pay for the food, and your contribution is the grill.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Might probably bringing the coaches someplace.
Exactly.
I like it.
Exactly. That's your selling point. So, okay. Outside, so have you hopped on the video game? Have you hopped on college football 2015 yet?
2025.
2020, yeah. It was 25. Yeah, is it 25 or 26? I can't remember, man. Whatever the year they had a number, I can't remember that. So you enjoyed that. Have you created yourself and gone through the glory of playing through that as yourself?
They don't got DN on there, so I do a little bit of quarterback. I say,
Oh, okay. TK the QB. Okay, 6'5", 240 quarterback.
yeah, no, you a bit better than that. But I'm not gonna lie, I took the underdog route, and it's not the way to go.
Is it hard? Because see, that's the only thing I haven't done yet. I haven't gone through that portion of it. I played with OU for a season or whatnot, but I never touched that. It was it tough at quarterback doing that?
Yeah, it was tough taking that underdog route. You start bottom.
I didn't even realize that. So, what school did you end up at?
I think I had to go to Southern Miss. I went to Southern Miss, and I was third string.
No. Hey, but that does bring up a good question. Coach comes to you and says, "Man, I like you at D end, but I want to give you a chance anywhere on the field. Where would you play if you played offense? Would you go back to tight end? Would you try that quarterback route, or would you try to go out to be a wide receiver?"
If Coach had to come up to me and told me try offense, it'd definitely be tight end. Now I feel like I got the frame for it already, and
Mm-hmm.
I mean I used to have hands. I ain't been catching too many balls recently, but I feel like I could get back into it.
I'm about to say you should be able to get hands back though, right? I mean, I know you be talking a little these little smack to your teammates and stuff, and you probably say, "Oh man, I can get hands on you. You can moss somebody, right?"
Yes, sir.
See, there we go. That's confident that we need. So if we come up to you and offer you the opportunity to play both sides of the ball, it'd be tight end and edge. Which position do you think that you'd be the best at?
Definitely edge.
Okay.
Like I said, I tight end in a minute, so it'd definitely be edge.
So, what do you guys have? What's your kind of goal for this season? Is your squad set up to take it the whole way? Like, how do you feel like your team's going to be this year?
I mean, we definitely we lost some guys, but we always reload. And even then, we got guys, a second string, always ready to just come up. So, like I said, we always gonna be ready. So, anyone who wasn't playing last year, they ready this year. Or even the transfers we got, they're dogs. So, the squad's always gonna look good.
I like it.
That's good. Is there any teammates that you feel like deserves a little bit more shine that you think is going to break out for you all this coming season?
I'd say definitely some of our O linemen. I think a lot of our O line are slept on. They don't really got that many offers coming in. I ain't gonna lie, Grayson, we got a lot of defensive cats, so I feel like
Okay.
sometimes the coaches be sleeping on our offensive guys, but we definitely got some guys on the O line, some receivers too, who definitely being slept on.
Like it. You got this year, you got next year. I mean, obviously, you continue. You said earlier that you want to leave a legacy and be someone that just passes the torch. But if I said, "Hey, TK, tell me who you are. Like, what is a coach getting when they're getting you as a player and as a human being? Like, what's one thing that you would say, this is who I am?"
I'd definitely say they're probably getting a leader. Wherever I go, I just want to be able to take control, lead the team, be an impact, and really just get the guys that ain't going ready to go. If you could pick one person up and get them ready to go on a direction you headed in as well, then they can get another guy, and then we can just keep building and building on top of that. So I definitely say probably a leader.
I
That's
like
good.
it.
Are there any school records that you want to break this season?
Well, I'm not really focused on records. I don't even know what the records is for our sacks. That's probably something Robert Condici holds. So I got to see what he
Oh
has.
yeah,
Yeah.
Good
So
point.
yeah,
yeah.
Forgot.
yeah. That was a dude. That was an absolute dude. Well, how about this? Do you have other dudes that you are? Maybe it's a defensive tackle, maybe it's a linebacker, maybe it's another edge dude. Like who? Do you have anybody that you're really, really trying to, sync up with? You'd like to play with further down the line?
Yeah, I'd probably say definitely my whole D line. We had a guy, he just committed to Arkansas today, Cameron McGee. We
Yep.
have another guy on the edge, LJ Brown. He's looking at UNC, NC State, Purdue, some schools like that. So just because it's their senior year as well, so getting to play with them for the last time. And we got another guy, Waylon Wooten. He's just coming off of some great offers, Ohio State, they just offered him, Michigan, a bunch of schools like that. So, I mean, the whole D-line, we got guys. Getting to play with these guys right before we go to college is definitely something, not everyone gets to do.
That's very true. Have you and your brother talked about playing together?
Yeah, most definitely. We talked about it before, but, wherever the best opportunity is for both of us, that's where we're going to end up. So,
No,
I
that makes
like it.
sense.
Obviously, we do a lot of covering on the Oklahoma side. Um, what's your communication been like with, Coach Chavis, BV, Jim Nagy? How much communication have you had with them, and what's that been like?
it's definitely been close. Like you said, my brother, he was getting recruited by them in high school. So ever since then, they always had their eyes on me. But the recruiting has probably been the best I would say out of any school, Oklahoma, they're definitely one of the top schools on my board. And I just love everything about it. Everything, including recruiting as well.
You getting recruited by Chavis, right?
Yeah, Coach Chavis and Coach Bates.
Okay. So I got to ask a question about both of them. Can you match Coach Chavis's energy? And have you got a Bates poem yet?
Okay, Coach Chavis, his energy is different. I'll tell you, it's different. I don't know if I can match that, but like Coach Bates, he a real poet. So I mean, like he said, he sent me a poem today. I mean, just reading it, it kind of got me fired up. I was about ready to run through a wall today.
That's what's up.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's it.
I figured they both are like that. How is it when you met Brent Venables yet?
Yeah, I went up there last year during a camp, and I got to speak to him very briefly. It was still on the field, so he had to go talk to other campers, do some things. So, I got to talk to him very briefly, but it was a great conversation.
That's kind of a rare statement. I talked to him very briefly because he got chapters instead of sentences.
Yeah.
When he has conversations, it's a detailed conversation
Yeah.
that he typically has with people. But you mentioned the energy of Chavis. Have you seen BV's craziness, I guess you could say?
Not in person, but yeah, I like to watch a little YouTube documentaries in season. So I
Mm-hmm.
can actually get an insight of what the program's actually like. But I watched all the OU DNA videos, and
Yeah.
we got to see the energy. It's different.
Yeah, BB's
100%.
infamous for it. Yeah, and him and the Jimmy Green Beans, when he plays quarterback in practice, there's a rumor that he shows up every once in a while, and people are like, "Oh, that dude's crazy." So,
You got so just circle it around. OU is I want to bring out not only just for Oklahoma, but OU looks at having one of the better D lines in the country. Phil Steele just came out and put them as number one in the entire country going in this year for the D line. How does that play a factor in your recruiting? Are you looking for like a school who's had just a legacy, just years and years and years of defensive line play? Or are you looking more recently, like what are they doing now? Like how are they trending? Which one of those do you kind of lean into when you're talking about the just where you might end up?
I'll probably say a little bit of both, but probably definitely leaning more what they're doing now. Legacy is legacy, but if you can't do it now, then what does it really matter? But Brent Venables' defense has always been one of the best in the country. So I'd definitely say getting down there, like Oklahoma, having one of the best D lines in the country would definitely be something that would help me.
I like to hear that.
I like it. Yeah. So again, everybody just joining in. We're here with 27 Edge, TK Cunningham, man. TK, has been an absolute pleasure having you here with us. And so we'll knock out a few more questions, but you make it to school. Obviously, I feel like you're going to have a good trajectory throughout college. If you could pick any NFL team that you would, just you get your choice, and I'm going to force you because you've answered a lot of PC, so far. But what's the team that if you got your hand pick as of today, where would you like to go play?
Shoot, any NFL, I don't know. I'll probably say Atlanta. To be honest, that's where I'm from.
Ooh.
It's definitely on the rise. They're coming up. They're getting a few dogs. So I
Mm-hmm.
probably say Atlanta. Playing in the Benz, it's one of the best stadiums in the country, in my opinion. So I probably say being in the hometown, coming to Atlanta.
Yeah, Billy Bowman. Billy Bowman just drafted, and it looks like he's a favorite to get that nickelback spot. So we love the Dirty Birds.
Yeah.
Yeah. We've got an affinity to Atlanta, especially because of, again, having Billy Bowman there and potentially playing a lot. I'm pretty excited to see him there. So is that your favorite NFL team? Is that the team that you've just grown up on and been the team that you root for the most?
To be honest, I've never had a favorite NFL team.
Really? Okay.
I just always just watch games, so I've never really had a favorite.
Okay. That makes sense.
Well, we don't want to keep you too long because I know it's running up at 10 o'clock on your time, and definitely looking at spending some more time with the family. But man, if you have the season that you have this year, what is your senior year? What is the number one thing? I know that you said leaving a legacy, but what's the number one thing that you want to do before you leave high school?
Like I said, number one thing, obviously before all the offers came, it was just to get to college. But now that we're there, I think the best thing, like you said, is leave a legacy. So I don't really have many other goals other than that.
That's a great goal.
Love it, love it, love it. Well, man, I appreciate you joining here tonight. And if you have not already, hit that like button, hit the subscribe, and check it out. Be watching TK. We're gonna be keeping our eyes on you. And man, we just appreciate you joining us. So Jay, I don't know if you know this, but I got called in for a work meeting. I got kidnapped for Father's Day today. I keep on having to move it back, and TK is going to push me in the bushes the next time that he gets around me. And so I might have to actually probably give him 2 times. So, but man, I appreciate you joining us tonight, and man, we wish you the best.
Yes, sir. I appreciate y'all for having me.
Yeah, man. I appreciate your flexibility. And don't worry, I'll be behind Coop so you can push him over me into those bushes. We're going to guarantee he falls in those bad boys. But thank you for your flexibility, man. We appreciate that.
Yes, sir. I appreciate it.
Definitely. So again, hit that like, hit the subscribe. For Jay, I'm Coop, and for TK. Until next time, we'll catch you later.